Today we're going to be talking about the 1930s, Dorothy Fields, and that incredible life of all those transplanted, talented Broadway writers in Hollywood. Welcome back to Wild Women of Song, Great Gal Composers of the Jazz Era. My name's Pamela Rose. We're going to continue talking this week about the incredible lyricist Dorothy Fields. By 1929, there was a tremendous move. A lot of songwriters were moving out to Hollywood. What had happened is that the stock market crash took a terrible toll on Broadway. Producers were going belly up. Theaters, which had been flush with cash, were going dark. And yet there was this fantastic boom happening in Hollywood. So it was a little irresistible. And following that trend, Dorothy Fields and her songwriting partner, Jimmy McHugh, made their way out to Hollywood. It's kind of interesting to think that these Hollywood movies, almost all of the songs were written in post-production. They almost never were a part of the original script. The writers would be approached saying, "We've got the movie all done. Now give us 6 snappy numbers." So it's a little surreal, this experience of writing. You had to come up with a popular song. A song would definitely increase the moviegoers and the sheet music sales. There was a lot of tie-ins. But by 1936, her collaboration with Jimmy McHugh was waning. And Pandro Berman, who was a big Dorothy Fields fan, by the way, at RKO, suggested to Jerome Kern, who needed a lyricist, that he work with Dorothy Fields. He was providing songs for a movie called Roberta, and he was thinking of recycling a couple of songs that he had started with Oscar Hammerstein and wanted to let the lyrics go. And out of this partnership came I Won't Dance and Lovely to Look At. Jerome Kern was a very precise, exacting, powerful songwriter. He was such a giant. When he wrote Showboat, it changed Broadway. It's the way that we think of Broadway now, where the Broadway musical actually has a storyline and the songs are written as a part of the storyline. Dorothy Fields said that it was the loveliest partnership, that they would sit next to each other for hours, and she felt like she was adopted by his whole family. She was very good friends with his wife, with his daughter. They really entered each other's lives and certainly produced some phenomenal songs. The most memorable being the work that they did for another Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers musical called Swing Time. And for Swing Time, they provided A Fine Romance, Pick Yourself Up, and The Way You Look Tonight. Dorothy Fields said that when she walked in and Jerome Kern played for her the song that he had come up with, which was to become the melody for Just the Way You Look Tonight, that she actually had to leave the room. She was so choked up. She said the release absolutely killed her. It was such a beautiful song. The Way You Look Tonight, what an amazing lyric and sentiment that is, that somebody realizes at this moment, this is the moment you're going to remember for the rest of your life, that this is the moment that will warm your heart. Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. The Way You Look Tonight did win them an Oscar. Dorothy Fields was 30 years old at the time, an Oscar award winner. By this time, most of her family, Rose and her father Lou and her brothers Herb and eventually Joe, had all also moved out to Hollywood. There's these great descriptions of their life. They would hang out with the Hammersteins and the Kerns and the Rogers, and she'd play tennis over at the Gershwins and then go have lunch with a Kern. And this was really a wonderful world that she had made for herself and was very happy. But she moved back to New York. And she moved back into New York because she got married. She had been married earlier. It did not work out well. And this was like the piece that Dorothy Fields always wanted. She really did want to have a family. And she married Eli Lom. Little wonderful piece of inside showbiz trivia is that she was introduced to Eli Lom by Stephen Sondheim's mother, Foxy. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday for our Wild Women Wednesdays and subscribe. We love it when you subscribe.